allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Welcome, everyone. Today is Tuesday, February 6, 2024, and the time being 6 p.m. The meeting of the Water Board is called...
March 5th.
Oh, I read off the wrong one. I apologize. Right? Let me start this again. Today is Tuesday, March 5th, 2024, the time being 6 p.m. The meeting of the Water Board is called to order at this time. Please silence all electronic devices. To comply with Title VI of the Civil Rights Act of 1964, the city requests that participants in this meeting complete a voluntary anonymous survey that is available on the back table of the room. Roll call.
Scott Mangles.
Here.
Frank Massey.
Here.
Patrick Kennedy.
Here.
Tony Higginbotham.
Here.
Ryan Maddox.
Here.
Mr. Massey, any additions or corrections to the minutes?
Motion to approve the minutes from last meeting.
Okay. Minutes will stand as presented. Old business, I see we have none. New business, Darren came in on this.
I got just right.
I'm just here to kind of give you an update on the addendum to the PER, so to utilize those existing funds. I did get some responses back from SRF. We now have to, they're doing their environmental and some technical reviews of that. So far nothing's come up yet. They do want now to advertise. So I have a legal notice because the original PER had a public hearing. So that was at that time for the public to understand the project. Since we're adding to the project with the addendum, this legal notice gives them the opportunity, if they want to review that information, they can. So it's a one-day notice. Donna, I will get with that to you, and then just has to be advertised once, and they need a publisher's affidavit, and then meet that requirement. They've also asked for some additional mapping that we're getting to them on some of the sites. And hopefully after that, then we'll move on to the next step, and I think hopefully we have the rest of the information that we can, the next steps can proceed along pretty quickly, but it's SRF, and there's no, as they say with money, there's always strings attached to it, so these are some of the strings. Any questions?
One question, the water tower project, are we still working on that?
We haven't done too much on that, but I can kind of resurrect that a little bit and see how, and my conversation before was that it's probably big enough that you may want to look at using SRF funding again for that project. So we can kind of put together some pros and cons and what's the next steps for that. And then I need to get with, it was Ron, but about finding out the timing of some of the NDOT work where you're doing the mains along Main Street. Because really the location of the tank and tying those, looping that system in would be the beneficial way to go about it. So that's kind of our recommendation was not only the tank, but you really need to have that loop along the southwest part of the city to make that happen. So I guess if you're going to do a project, you might want to just bundle that into one and do fairly a nice sized project that way. So we can look at the options that way. So I'll try to have something for you next month.
Thanks, Darren.
Anything else for us?
That's it. I'm trying to catch my breath. So I just came out of a 2-hour meeting, so right over here. So
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Mr. Rick.
So in front of you, you should have a copy of the 2023 water quality report. I did put that together, submitted it to IDEM. They did approve it as written, so I just need the board's approval, and we'll get that taken care of. questions on it first?
Nope. I don't. Anybody else? Make a motion to, you can submit it, or what, however you'd like to word that, I guess. Submit it to IDM?
It's already been submitted and approved, so
Okay.
just need the board's approval.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say same.
Approve like you did, Rick.
There you go, Rick.
Perfect. Next thing on the agenda is the hot contract. This is all of our online inline monitoring equipment, tabletop equipment that we do all of our testing on. They come in quarterly, do the service on it, calibrations, whatever, cleaning needs to be done. I don't, Donna, do you remember what we paid last year? I know we put you added 3% each year for our capital improvement plan,
Right.
but I don't think it actually went up any from last year.
I
so.
do not.
But that price, is, I think it's $33,747 for that contract. And it is just a renewal for our equipment we have.
These different prices on some of that where it says field service partnership.
So I have tabletop equipment, I have inline turbidimeters, I have chlorine analyzers, so the price would be different for each one of those. That's probably what you're looking at.
Yeah, because it called for a couple different places about field service, so,
Right,
but they're different kind of
equipment.
equipment or
Yeah.
testing.
And I believe when you're audited by IDM, they want to see your charts and
Oh, yeah, you
recordings.
better have
so-
your calibration.
Yep.
Like I said, this is basically a renewal from what you had
Yes.
before.
I believe this is our third, well, since we started the new plant, we've had this.
Good relationship with them.
Yes, oh yeah.
Board?
I'll make a motion that we accept the $33,747 for hot service quote.
I'll second that. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say same. Motion stands.
Thank you. Next item on the agenda is our driveway, our pavement at the new water plant. I had Rick Jackson stop in that does the seal coating around town, and he hit me up on this a couple years ago about getting it sealed. And you can tell now that went from a black to a kind of a grayish color, and also the cracks where they laid the seams are spreading open, so he wants to come in and seal all the cracks around the drains and storm sewers and the seams itself and completely coat the blacktop, which I suggest that we do that to maintain it. And the price for that is $3,775.
Do you know when that was done, right?
It's when we built the plant. So the blacktop would have been, we started the plant March 13th of '01 to '01? Yes, this is '04, it's been 3 years. So the blacktop was laid sometime into 2020.
Actually, I think it's 2021.
Was it 21? So they
Yes.
blacktop after we started the plant?
Yes. It would have been last, you would have started at the plant because you would have had to start the plant up and then tear the old one down, and then we didn't blacktop till we had all the new facilities up.
See, that's why Darren's here, he remembers that stuff.
I just knew he was here during the whole COVID deal.
Yeah.
His little trailer.
Pulls it out.
Well, and I would just note for the record to you guys, because of the small size of the project, it does not need to be bidded or anything like that, you can simply accept.
Prevention's always cheaper than maintenance too. I make a motion to accept the have it resealed at $37.75.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
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 Motion stands.
Thank you.
What you got, Rick?
I don't, you guys got any questions for me?
I got one question. Are we prepared for the solar eclipse?
I was waiting on that.
I knew you were.
Frank was waiting to ask you to.
So actually, I invited Chief McNeely, Chief Sturmer, to come in because these two they have been at all the meetings and headed all this up. So as far as water quantity, we're gonna be fine. That's not an issue to me. I know that the chiefs here have been in meetings about where they're gonna have people stationed during the eclipse, and if you may, I'll have Chief McNeely and Sturmer come up, and they can explain or answer all your questions.
You answered the question about the water. Darren and I and Pat, is the quantity gonna be, who knows, he's gotta know how much is gonna be here, but we got enough in the air, enough in the reservoir that you guys are.
So obviously, I'm concerned about our upland reservoir. We don't want something to be, dumped in it, or, don't wanna say too much about that, but
Yeah.
that's my main concern. As far as the quantity, I'm not concerned about that for a couple days of how much water is going to be used, so I'll turn it over
It's
to
a
you.
very pretty lake.
Yes, it is. Let's keep it that way.
The dueling chiefs.
Yeah.
Doing cheats.
So as far as site security, we talked to Rick a little bit about locking up the plant, locking the doors inside the plant, and he's agreed to that. He's good with that. He's planning on doing that. No police officer in the city of Greensburg will be off that day for a couple days. They'll all be working. So that means we have increased coverage within the city during that time. I don't want to give away too much as well of who's going to be where and for how long and anything like that. But I feel very confident that we'll have enough manpower to keep an eye on everything. That helps. The other thing we did work on was, I think you're gonna have a couple of operators there and a call-out crew that's ready to go
On
in
standby.
case there is some sort of an emergency or something like that. Obviously, we'll be able to help them if they need to get through traffic or something like that, if there's just a geyser going some main split somewhere or something like that.
Don't put that out yet.
I know, but you gotta think about it.
Oh, yeah.
So we're expecting anywhere from 6,000 to 20,000 people to be in the city of Greensburg during this time. We are one of the top 10, I think we're the 8th location in the state of Indiana that's being publicized as a destination due to the length of totality. So the length of totality is about 3 minutes and 28 seconds, which is the longest in Indiana is a little over 4 minutes. So we're kind of up there as far as that goes, so which makes us more of a prime destination, obviously depending on weather. We'll have kind of festivities going on in the county and in the city Saturday, Sunday, Monday, with Monday being the big one. Obviously, everything's closed on Monday. That's why we have crews coming in and things like that. It will not be a normal business day for any of us. We will have porta potties out on both sites. The pavilion will have, or the soccer field area has a stage and bands that, so that will be, that bathroom will be used as well. And then in the county, at the fairgrounds, they're doing camping, both primitive and RV and limited generator and limited electricity camping. So most of those will use bathrooms out there as well. We are anticipating monitoring the sewers more than our water usage for things, as that tends to be a little bit potentially more of an issue what's created instead of what's used. We have increased fire and EMS protection that entire weekend. Our message to locals is to stay home and enjoy it from your house. Try to come out, enjoy the festivities. We are going to have parking for UTVs, alternative methods of transportation. If you have that, you might want to consider using those during that time. Come out and enjoy the concerts, and then also enjoy it from your house. And we'll have food trucks. It'll be kind of like a fall festival type of deal at both sites. But it will not be normal. We are expecting traffic gridlock up to potentially 7 to 8 hours, even just in our local roads and definitely on the interstate as well, as people travel to and from.
I actually heard a personal account this week of somebody that traveled from Cincinnati to the one over in Kentucky. And it's a 100-mile trip, and it took them 15 hours to get home. So,
I heard the same.
So and I read a thing today that most people will watch it, they're gonna still stay somewhere. I know our local hotels are booked up, so I mean, it's, you know, the biggest question is this for real, is this serious, how big a deal is this? This isn't gonna be anything. All of our local hotels are booked up. They're charging triple, quadruple the rates, people pay that to come in to do this, so they are invested. As well as a lot of the other locals, but they'll basically pivot the morning of and chase the weather. So whether or not they stay here and watch here, if weather's not good here, but it's good somewhere else, or the inverse of weather's good here, everybody will come here. And we won't know how many people are here because we have no way to do that. We do have some technology on our side, but cell phones, things like that, we're trying to prep every business, every tow agency, and every visitor that comes in to kind of be prepared for yourself, because things are going to be taxed that day, without a doubt. We're trying our absolute best, and we'll continue to do our best, but at some point, we will be taxed.
So that city in Kentucky, do you have any, pardon?
Hopkinsville?
Yeah. Was there any, they have any issues with utilities, you think, just gridlock and too many people?
They had some different type of testing, and levels came back as abnormal in their sewage system of users, and it kind of goes to with the what you have with an eclipse, but they did not have any run on water. They did not have anything like that. So it was good. Their big thing was traffic. Low incidence of crime, low incidence of emergencies on the fire and EMS side, but at the same time, when we're all gridlocked in, then everybody kind of suffers a little bit because we're all stuck. So people shouldn't let their gas get below a fourth of a tank. Make sure you've got your medicine, snacks, all that good stuff like that. So we've asked all of our gas stations to come prepared and try to help out and be as cordial and friendly with everybody as they come in. Again, we are one of the top 10 places in the state to do this.
There's one neighborhood that will be closed.
yes. Yeah. That's for your protection.
Yes, sir, I'm glad you're doing it. Perfect.
So,
And we'll see you end of the month.
Yes, sir. March 25th.
Yeah.
so I think what they're saying, Frank, is if you decide to have some kind of a medical emergency,
Yeah.
it might be me that shows up to work on it. And I treat water, so keep that in mind.
We'll make sure. Rick just wants a little light on his truck. Any other questions?
Yeah, I'd be happy to answer anything.
So be prepared for just staying at home, that's the best
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
I can walk to all the venues.
Walk on, that's the best thing, yeah.
Absolutely.
Hey, Rick, with talking about the internet and stuff being taxed, will that tie it with any of your technology that
No.
tied up with that? Will that?
Nope. Everything is tied together there at the plant, and our radios, a lot of our wells, actually right now we're running on hand anyways because of our radio system's obsolete, we can't get them replaced. That's what we're working on now, so.
Right.
But as far as internal, everything is communicating internal. It's nothing tied to the internet, so, which we had it designed and built that way for a reason, so we'll be fine.
Thank you, chiefs, for sharing.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for your time.
Yep.
Hey, Rick,
Yes.
you need to mention that other report?
Oh, the monthly report of operations, I'll be more than happy to answer
Thank
any
you, guys.
questions.
Uh-huh.
Have another meeting at 6:30.
Okay. I didn't
Yeah,
know if you
it's,
wanted to-
typical, each month, nothing has changed much, from last month, so. The only thing that this one does not have on is my recycled water, and that's because my meter was locked up, so, but it is fixed now. That's all I have.
Okay.
Okay, anybody else have anything this evening? No? Motion?
I make a motion to close the meeting.
Thank you.
Second. Thank you, Rick.
Thank you.